Welcome into the weekly Main Street Media TV high school football wrap-up show. How did your team do last week? Who had a big week? How's their season going? Those questions and more will be answered as we hear from the sports editors and writers from your local newspaper on the action from high school football fields across Middle Tennessee last week. If you're seeing this in Middle Tennessee, chances are Main Street Media has a newspaper that serves your community. Go to mainstreetmediatn.com to find the local Main Street paper in your area. When you find it, maybe consider signing up for a subscription to keep up with all the news, sports, events, issues, and more that we've got lined up for you every single week. Well, that's enough for me. Let's get this week's high school football wrap-up going. Take it away, Casey.
Hi, how are y'all? My name's Casey Patrick. I'm the sports reporter for the Dickson Post, Cheatham County Exchange, and the Hickman County Times. This past week, Hickman County didn't have any football games. They were on bye week, Hickman County and East Hickman. But we'll start with Dickson County. I was at the Dickson County-Lawrence County game. That was on Friday. Lawrence County defeated Dickson County 21-17. Cougars fought back hard in the second half to take a 17-14 lead. They were down 14-0 at halftime in that game. But again, Cougars fall a late touchdown from Lawrence County to pull back ahead. Lawrence County pulling that one out 21-17. On Thursday night, Creekwood traveled to Kirkwood. Creekwood, that game was a 7-point game, 21-14 late in the second half. But Kirkwood added 2 touchdowns at the end to get the win 35-14. Over in Cheatham County Central, they also played on Thursday night. They traveled to Hunters Lane, defeated Hunters Lane 42-34. Walker Hobbs with 190 yards, rushing again, 3 touchdowns. Great game from the sophomore. Sycamore lost to unbeaten Waverly. I think Waverly's 7-0 or 8-0 now in the year. Sycamore lost 27-14 in that one. And Harpeth lost 59-6 to Huntington. That's all the games from last Friday. Now, of course, this Friday, all those teams are going to be off, and Hickman County and East Hickman are going to be back in action. That's where I'll be Friday night at Hickman County. So y'all have a good evening.
Thanks, Casey. We have some amazing sponsors who support our community and your schools all year long. Let's stop and hear from them. We'll be right back.
He shoots, and he scores!
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25-plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back. Maurice Patton is here to tell us all about the action down in southern Middle Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton down here in southern Middle Tennessee. Week 8 was a short week down here because of fall break. We had a lot of teams that weren't in action, but one that was Giles County. Went on the road for a Region 4 3A matchup over at Community and took care of business 36-0. Xavier Randolph, pinpoint accuracy, 11 of 12 in the passing game for 198 yards and a pair of touchdowns, also rushed for a score. The Bobcats won their 3rd straight game, their 2nd in Region 4 3A play. They are now 4-3 overall, 2-1 in the region with that 36-0 win over at Community on Friday night. Lawrence County steps out of region action, travels to, they traveled to play Dickson County. They played it at Creekwood because, as we've mentioned throughout the season, Dickson County got some stadium renovations going on campus. So Lawrence County plays Dickson County at Creekwood on Friday night. But the big thing is the Wildcats come out on top 21-17. Carter Pettigrew with a 1-yard touchdown run with 1:05 remaining. That 1 yard gave him 100 yards on the night on 23 carries and the game-winning touchdown for the Wildcats. Lawrence County snapping a 2-game skid with that win, improving to 5-2 on the season. surpassing their win total from each of the past 2 years. Lawrence County won 4 games in 24 and in 23, so the Wildcats now 5-2 on the season, following that 21-17 win against Dickson County at Creekwood. Finally, in the Pegasus Cup matchup, Summertown travels to Loretto, comes home with a 43-7 win. The Eagles topping the Mustangs 43-7 in a big 5-2A matchup. Max Dillard rushed for 114 yards and a touchdown for the Eagles in the win. Ben Lyles throws for 166 yards, but was picked off 3 times in the loss for the Mustangs. Summertown goes to 4-3 overall, 2-2 in Region 5 2A play. Loretto falls to 2-5 on the season, 1-3 in the region. That's going to do it from Southern Middle Tennessee here. I'm Maurice Patton. We'll see y'all later this week.
Thanks, Maurice. Now here's Calvin White in Northwest Middle Tennessee with some help from students at Austin Peay State University to tell us how their teams fared last week.
Hello everybody, this is Calvin White, Northwest Regional Sports Editor for Main Street Preps. Here to give you a quick recap of all the Week 8 high school football action in Montgomery, Robertson, and Houston County. There's mainly a lot of Thursday night action in Montgomery County this week. We're going to hit them first. Then we're going to kick it over to our friends at Austin Peay to finish out the rest of those games. Then we'll hit Robertson County. But starting with our initial slate of Thursday night games in Montgomery County, Kirkwood had to pull away late to pull out a 35-14 win over Creekwood. Running back Josiah Claybrooks eclipsed the 3,000-yard career rushing mark in that win. He ran for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in that win for the Cobras. Rossview got its 4th consecutive win to get back to 500. They beat Overton 21-2. Kenwood won its 5th game of the year in a 24-0 shutout win over Northeast. West Creek is still winless after a 28-3 loss to Cane Ridge. Henry County picks up a big region win over Northeast. The Patriots take that one 52-7. And Montgomery Central suffers a big loss. They fall to Marshall County 50-0. Kicking it over to Robertson County, Springfield picks up another dominant win. They beat McGavock 49-6. Quarterback Kason Woodson had a really good game through the air and on the ground in that one for the Yellow Jackets. East Robertson went on the road and shut out Houston County 27-0. The Indians only had the ball on offense twice the entire second half, scored on both drives after Houston County took up the entire third quarter on offense with 1 drive. But East Robertson shuts out Houston County 27-0 to stay undefeated at 8-0. White House Heritage wins 19-3 over Stratford, picks up a big region win in that one. Joe Burns shuts out Innovation Academy 49-0. About 5 or 6 different Red Devils scored in that one as they shut out the Sentinels. And finally, in Robertson County, Pearl Cone shuts out Greenbrier 55-0. Greenbrier now 1-7 on the year. And in Houston County, like I just mentioned, the Fighting Irish fell 27-0 to East Robertson. That'll do it for all of our Week 8 recap high school football coverage in Montgomery, Robertson, and Houston County. We're going to now kick it over to our friends at Austin Peay to help you finish out the rest of your Montgomery County coverage. I'm Calvin White. I'll talk to you again soon.
I'm Anna Germano, and I'm here at Clarksville Academy as the Donaldson Christian Academy Wildcats take on the Cougars.
DCA was 4-3 coming into the night, and Clarksville Academy was 3-4. Clarksville Academy is yet to win a district game. DCA wasted no time setting the tone. Midway through the first, running back Riley Biddle powered his way into the end zone for a touchdown, putting the Wildcats up 7-0 with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the quarter. The Cougars defense tried to find their footing, but DCA controlled the tempo early. After 1 quarter of play, it was 7-0 DCA. The Wildcats kept their foot on the gas. Early in the second, Blake Holton found the end zone on another rushing touchdown, extending DCA's lead 14-0.
Good.
Clarksville tried to spark some momentum with a bit of trickery. A fake punt by Logan Gibson that converted for a first down and gave the Cougars a much-needed boost. Just as it looked like the Cougars might capitalize, Noah Salvi came up with a huge interception for DCA, flipping the momentum right back. A few plays later, it was Riley Biddle again, breaking through for his second rushing touchdown of the night, making it 20-0 late in the second quarter. Just before halftime, Trey Smith added another interception for DCA's defense, shutting down any chance for the Cougars to score before the break. At halftime, it was all Wildcats, 20-0 DCA. The second half didn't start any better for Clarksville. Wyatt Gray picked off another pass for DCA, setting up the Wildcats with great field position. Quarterback Grayson Srag then connected for a touchdown pass to stretch the lead even further. DCA was firing on all cylinders, offense, defense, and special teams all making plays. By the fourth, DCA showed no signs of slowing down. King Gardner took over the game, scoring a rushing touchdown with just over 5 minutes left to make it 33-0. On the very next series, Gardner made his presence felt on defense, snagging an interception to give DCA the ball right back. And to top off the night, Gardner added another rushing touchdown with just 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining, sealing a statement win for the Wildcats. DCA's defense was the story of the night. Multiple interceptions, consistent pressure, and a complete shutout on the road. The Cougars fought hard but couldn't find the end zone against one of the toughest defenses they've faced all season. The DCA Wildcats improved to 5-3, while the Clarksville Academy Cougars fell to 3-5.
DCA shut out Clarksville Academy 40-0. I'm Anna Germano reporting.
Hey everyone, this is Mason Platsky here at Kenwood High School reporting, where the Knights just dominated their opponent, the Northeast Eagles, final score being 24-0 to get the shutout victory. Kenwood dominated on their senior night, shutting out the Northeast Eagles 24-0 in a statement district win. The Knights wasted no time on board as Josiah Brown powered in for a touchdown midway through the first quarter to make it 7-0. On defense, Kenwood came out aggressive. Kristen Simpson snagged an interception, and the Knights delivered a huge stop on fourth down to swing the momentum their way. In the second quarter, Kenwood's offense continued to move the ball efficiently, setting them up for a field goal to extend the lead 10-0 heading into halftime. The Knights defense continued to shine, keeping Northeast dual threat quarterback Jay Green under pressure and limiting the Eagles' run game throughout the half. Coming out of the break, Kenwood wasted no time putting the game out of reach. Jay Davis came in with the pick six early in the third quarter to make the score 17-0. Christian Simpson added to his big night with a rushing touchdown, capping off a dominant performance. From start to finish, Kenwood controlled the tempo on both sides of the ball, forcing multiple turnovers and holding Northeast scoreless to improve to 5-3 on the season and 2-1 on district play. This is Mason Platsky reporting.
The Clarksville High Wildcats hosted the Shelbyville Golden Eagles on Thursday, October 9th. Entering the game, the Wildcats' record was 5-2, and the Golden Eagles were 3-3. The first quarter was a defensive battle, with both teams trading punts and near side able to break through. Early in the second quarter, Shelbyville Central missed a field goal, giving Clarksville great field position. The Wildcats took advantage when number 7 Jamarcus Watkins cut back across the field for a 9-yard rushing touchdown, putting Clarksville up 6-0 after a missed PAT. A few minutes later, Watkins broke loose again, finding a big hole and racing down the field before getting stopped at the 1-yard line. On the next play, number 0, Avari Galbraith, took the handoff and powered in for the touchdown. Clarksville went for 2 points, and Galbraith ran it in again, giving the Wildcats a 14-0 lead midway through the second quarter. Before halftime, number 2 Joshua Anderson came up big with an interception, and Clarksville carried that 14-0 advantage into the break. Shelbyville showed life in the third quarter. Number 15 Stephen Bobo broke free for a 56-yard rushing touchdown, cutting a lead to 14-6 after a missed extra point. But Clarksville answered early in the fourth as Watkins found the end zone on a 5-yard run to make it 21-6. The Golden Eagles refused to go quietly. Bobo scored again with 45 yards out. Number 31 Robert Bailey added a 13-yard touchdown to put Shelbyville Central within 2 points, 21-19. The Wildcats put it away late with just 2 minutes left. Galbraith broke a 29-yard touchdown run, sealing the deal for Clarksville. Anderson capped the night with his second interception to end the game. The Wildcats won 28-19 behind a dominant ground game and clutch defensive plays. I'm Nathan Smith reporting.
Thank you to Calvin and the Austin Peay students for that great report. We're going to stop here for a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
We are back, and that means Blaine Kellar is up with the results from last week's games in North Central Middle Tennessee.
Hey, it's North Central Regional Sports Editor Blaine Kellar here to give you a breakdown of the games, the scores, the happenings around Nashville, Davidson, and Williamson County football. You can find these stories on MainStreetPreps.com. You can find them in print at Main Street Nashville. Typically, we would include some Sumner scores, most times start with them, but with that area being on fall break, we had plenty to go over in the Davidson and Williamson areas. Just a few games happening scattered about. We still had all the coverage that you could possibly want from it. Though, starting on Thursday, Antioch quarterback Andre Adams accounted for 9 touchdowns in a 64-62 win over FRA. An absolutely wild game. The Bears are 8-0 thanks to Andre Adams, thanks to his younger brother Aiden, who broke up the 2-point conversion that could have tied things and sent it to overtime for FRA. A one-handed interception by Aiden Adams, giving the Bears, as I said, an 8-0 start, handing FRA its first loss of the season. It would take an entire show for me to go over all of what happened in that game. Lots of back and forth. Antioch had a big lead, and again had a big lead, and again had a big lead. But FRA, even though shorthanded, still showed a lot of fight and fought back and had a chance to tie it on the very last play, that 2-point conversion. Jack Nimitz had another strong showing at quarterback for the Panthers. Running back Mike Hassel ran for 5 touchdowns. All that overshadowed by 9 scores from the star junior Andre Adams and the Antioch Bears. On Friday, the MyTV30 game of the week went to CPA, but the Lions fell 28-21 to Taylor Hasselback, E.J. Gibson, Bishop Starling, and the Tigers of Ensworth. Gibson continuing a breakout season for Ensworth. He ran for 178 yards and had 3 of his team's 4 touchdowns. Starling had the first of the game, the 4th total for Ensworth. CPA struggled, fell behind 21-0 in this one before rallying back thanks to a few short rushing scores from Rawls Patterson, a receiving touchdown from Owen Cabell, a furious rally in the second half where Ensworth needed a drive late in the 4th quarter to put CPA at bay and to quell any chances at a comeback. Ensworth still undefeated in the D2 AAA East region. CPA still struggling. After figuring out how to finish games, they struggled to start on Friday night, as I mentioned, that 21-0 hole. Things don't get easier. A couple of big challenges coming up for CPA, and Ensworth keeps on churning along. The other game, Nashville Christian quarterback Jared Curtis scored with 50 seconds left to give the Eagles another insane score, 49-42 against Tyner Academy. They built a big lead a couple of times, but Tyner has got a star-studded cast out of Chattanooga, and the Rams found a way back into this game consistently, tied it up at 42 before Curtis, the Georgia commitment, engineered a game-winning drive for Nashville Christian, another unbeaten team in the area. They got a really good challenge going into the last few games of its regular season schedule. Some other scores around the Division II Mid-State area that we wanted to highlight. It was MBA winning 42-0 against Father Ryan. Big bounce back by the Big Red, who fell to CPA 2 weeks ago, 16-15. Also continuing the struggles there of first-year coach Zach Mettenberger and the Irish. Father Ryan still trying to find its way here late in the season. Other scores include BGA winning 44-0 against Chattanooga Prep. Brentwood Academy beating Briarcrest Christian 34-31 on a few late plays. Donaldson Christian blanks Clarksville Academy 40-0. And that's the mid-state scores from Division II. Again, a short schedule because of fall break and the vacations, the beach trips that came up. But we were here writing, posting, sharing stories from the football season as we do every week. That wraps up another week of the high school football season in Davidson and Williamson counties. When we come back for the preview show and the wrap-up show after that, we'll have some more from Sumner and even more from the Nashville area. We'll see you then.
And that's it for this week's high school football wrap-up show. Here's a few quick programming notes from Main Street Media TV's coverage of high school, college, and professional football this season. You can find everything you need to know about our coverage and all of our shows on your local newspaper social media pages or by downloading the Main Street Media TV app. And remember, the Main Street Media Radio gets your high school week started with our Thursday night Game of the Week audio broadcast featuring Wade Neely and Casey Patrick. They are on the call across Middle Tennessee, and you can catch them every Thursday night starting at 6:45 p.m. Also, set your calendar for our weekly high school football preview show featuring the same sports editors and reporters. They break down each week's matchups and get us all pumped up for the upcoming games. The preview show is scheduled for every Thursday at 1 p.m. during high school football season. All right, we'll see you right back here next week with the high school football wrap-up show on Main Street Media TV.